Greetings viewers, and welcome. Sunday morning, 8:30 a.m. at the little hidden gem that is Picnic Point, Maroochydore, Sunshine Coast, southeast Queensland, down under Australia. Welcome back to CoffeeChillTV. And folks, as we gaze out towards the bridge, Bradman Avenue. Now, Bradman Avenue, if you head west, you'll head towards the Bruce Highway. You can skip across the Bruce Highway to Nambour. You can go north to Bly. And if you head south along that bridge, southeast, you'll head into the heart of Maroochydore. I mean, east direct will take you to Cotton Tree and the Cotton Tree markets. And I used to live in this area, guys, for a couple of years. It's a beautiful part of the Sunshine Coast. And folks, as we watch the sun glisten over the Maroochydore River, sound of the water, sound of the birds, etc. Yeah, I'm going to be adding to my socioeconomic philosophic chat playlist on CoffeeChillTV today, and we're going to sort of stay in the purview of spending money, saving money whilst on holidays. And folks, today's literature review, The Weekend Australian. I was only reading it Saturday morning. It's The Weekend Australian, May 2 to 3, 2026. And it's a short little snippet article called Thrifty Tactics for Holiday Makers. And just to quickly run the tape, here's the Thrifty Tactics in summary. Avoid high bank charges, take advantage of multi-day passes, dine with the locals, find a recommended driver, do your research on rewards programs, and finally, hop on, hop off buses. So I'm going to go through the list, give you my experiences, musings and takes on this list. And as I often say, excuse the wind effects, but I like to do live to tape narration on this channel. No robo voice slop. This vlog, it's kind of a sequel to a video I did a little while ago on holiday budgets. And if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be a thumbnail at the end of the vlog. You can click on that if you haven't seen that video before. If you're interested, or you want to watch it again. If you're on Rumble, it's probably about a page or two in the back catalogue. So folks, number one on this list, avoid bank charges or high bank charges. Yeah, look, on CoffeeChillTV we don't have any referral partner programs, no kickbacks, no cashbacks, no commissions, nothing on the table, nothing under the table, in the hand or the back of the hand. So I'm not going to endorse or disendorse, but I will make a general comment that how you access your money whilst you're traveling, it can add up. The cumulative effect. Now, if you get your money out from an ATM, check the fees. It may well be worth it to cash out from an ATM. Cash is still king in many parts of this planet, but are there more efficient ways to pay? I'll also make a side point about banks and charges and cards. The side point I'd like to make is, considering the idea of having more than one bank card. Now, whether that's through a bank, a credit union, a building society, through one of these money transfer service providers, whatever it is. But, I've had issues where I've lost a card, I had a card compromised by a skimmer scam. I like having two cards when I travel. And obviously having the two cards in two different locations when you travel minimises the odds of losing them both at the same time. So it's good to have a couple of cards, guys. I suppose it's just a related point to this. Does it increase charges? Potentially, it does. If you've got two cards, two accounts, two separate institutions, there may be separate fees. But yeah, I'm a bit of a fan of doing that. I'll also add that when you access your money overseas, if you've got one of these dual purpose credit debit cards, it's generally a good idea to access from the savings side, the debit side, rather than the credit loan side. In my experience, there can be things like cash advance fees, interest, additional fees and charges if you go the credit side. Every card is different. Every institution has different rules and charges. I'm not here to give financial advice per se, but guys, just, understand the fine print when you're accessing your money when you're on holidays. And as the wind picks up, yeah, take advantage of multi-day passes to cultural attractions. Now, that's good sage advice. Last time I did that, from memory, was Siem Reap, the multi-temple pass. Bit of a fan. And that will also tie up into one of the other points I'm going to bring up later about having a designated driver for the day. But yeah, when I was in Siem Reap, I did the multi-museum pass, and certainly saves money as well as convenience. And next on the list, dine with the locals, not your fellow tourists. Okay, look, I'm always a fan of that, and if you're a long-term follower of my content, you'll see lots of local markets, hawker centres, great value food and beverage can be found. Even in a place like Singapore, which has a reputation for being expensive, you head to those hawker centres, you can get a really good deal on food and beverage in my experience. I'll put a small asterisk on it, this point. Sometimes when you book the hotel, you will get breakfast included. Okay, at no additional cost or at marginal cost. And you know, a breakfast buffet, you know, you can skip lunch. So yeah, get out and about. Often it's cheaper to dine where the locals dine, but yeah, you know, don't be afraid of a package. And obviously, you know, if you go on a cruise, you can get all kinds of food and beverage packages. They're amortized into the price or at a pretty good discount. So yep, get out of your comfort zone. Get in, try the true local stuff. You can save money, but also, you know, don't be afraid to take advantage of packages as well. And next one on this list of the thrifty tactics for holiday makers, find a recommended driver. Oh, I'm a huge fan. I am a huge fan. They do save you money because you sort of book them out for half a day or a day. Their local knowledge, you know, they can get you into certain places that you hadn't heard about. You can bundle up, you know, really go for some power tourism. And if I go back to Siem Reap, 2 days straight, we booked a private tuk-tuk driver in Siem Reap. First day we hit the temples with multicultural site passes, and the next day we hit up the museums. Same driver and a multi-day pass on both days. Fantastic. What a great spot Siem Reap is. All right, moving along. We're on the second last one. Do your research on rewards programs. Now, guys, I'm not huge into rewards programs, but, you know, I'm happy to disclose that I am a member of the Chris Club Flyer Club with Singapore Airlines. I've flown with them a bucket load of times. I've used those credits, you know, for upgrades on flights, for a discount off the tariff. There's all kinds of rewards points, guys, you know, linked to transport, finance, retail, accommodation, hospitality. You know, do your research, and, you know, if you're entitled to exploit those programs, why wouldn't you exploit them to save a few dollars? Save a little bit of coinage. And last on the list today, guys, is hop on, hop off. Once, I'm a huge fan of this. Now, we're in Australia making this vlog today, and you know, backpackers are well aware of this in Australia. There are lots of sort of hop on, hop off buses that you can use in Australia, but in many parts of the world, you know, rail passes, bus passes, you know, they're there to be exploited, guys, you know. Additionally, if you want to think about, you know, not necessarily a multi hop on, hop off pass, but just local transport, you know, when I'm in Thailand, I love to get on a BART bus. You know, I've got on BART buses in Udon Thani, Kon Kan, and most of all, Jomtien Pattaya, the legendary BART bus. And, you know, if you're staying on an extended stay, you really can save some dollars jumping on and off the BART bus. So yeah, on and off transport, packages, a great way to save a few bucks when you're on tour. What about you folks? I'm going to run the tape again on those top 6, half a dozen thrifty tactics. Would you like to isolate one? Which one of those you reckon is the most savvy of the 6? Let's run the tape, and then in the comments section, folks, I'd love to hear from you. Maybe you've got some additional money saving travel hacks that you want to share. Please opine, keep it positive. Okay, here comes the list again. Alright, so let's run the 6 again, and as I do, hey, maybe you'll zero in on one or two of these and share your thoughts. Alright, here we go. Number 1 was avoid high bank charges. Number 2, take advantage of day passes, multi-site entry passes. Followed by dine with the locals. Number 4, find a recommended driver, a private driver. Number 5, do your own research on rewards programs. And finally, check out those hop on, hop off buses. Which one of those did you like the most, guys? Please opine. And there we go, guys. It's a wrap. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, share, subscribe, comment as you wish. But either way, thank you for watching. And please enjoy the balance of your day. Cheers.